we got our EarthRoamer back.
Over the last 2 weeks, we've been bouncing around hotels one night at a time while EarthRoamer did some much needed upgrades and Ford repaired the engine issues we were having. And now we're back in the mountains.
We're still having a lot of problems with the bike rack, and we ordered a new one that's supposed to come in a few months. So in the meantime, we're gonna try to see what we can figure out to make this last until we get this new one.
Really good.
That blender works well.
So I'm trying to loosen the bike rack so we can see if we could slide it back a little bit and fit the other bike on it. So we're trying to get some weight off the bottom rack to buy us time till the new rack comes. I don't even know if this is possible. And you're gonna push that side back. This'll work. Oh, they slide, yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push the road bike that way towards the trash bag, and then I'm gonna be offset it, turn the handlebars the other way. It'll work. I mean, it's gonna stick further out. It means we're probably not doing any tight trails until we can figure out what to do. This is just a temporary solution because today we even scraped the side, which we don't want to clip the wheel on the bike. So unfortunately, the one-up rack basically gave out. It broke. So we made everything super rigid to support the Ford bicycles, and we're running all carbon bikes, so nothing's heavier than like 30 pounds. This piece on the rack finally snapped. There's a huge crack running through it, which means if this goes, the whole rack falls, I guess all the way to the floor. So not sure what we're gonna do, but this rack is garbage, I guess.
The crack in the bike rack really threw us for a loop.
So we're gonna ditch probably all the one-up racks, unfortunately, because they're just they're not surviving this life. So here's the repair. Got a bunch of different things from Ace, some metal bars and some brackets, some JB Weld, and got it fixed up probably good enough to get us through the week. I think we've only had this rack for like a month and it already broke. Obviously, it's a huge bummer. We spent a fortune on this rack setup and then all the different accessories that we had to keep adding to it to make it work. And now we have to replace main part of the rack itself. So after this, having to buy a whole new rack setup and get rid of this completely is a big bummer.
We're in Leadville.
We just got up here to explore the town and then check out some cool things that are nearby after kind of walking around town and having some lunch.
We found a really cute spot for lunch that had this gorgeous patio with a lot of picnic tables and a sign that said no dogs. So we're off to try another place. Luckily, it seems like there's a lot of different restaurants here in Leadville, so we should be good to go. We did end up finding a place to eat at the Silver Llama, and the food looks delicious and there's a patio for dogs. So we're gonna stop, have some lunch, and then just keep exploring. Delicious. I recommend it.
All right, so I got us a little treat at the Llama. It is this, which looks delicious. Take a bite. Really good. It's supposed to be a lemon. I think the lemon's kind of in the dough.
Oh, there's the lemon, look. I'll eat more so you can get to it.
Thanks, Amy.
The really cool thing about Leadville is that it's the highest incorporated town. It's around 10,000 feet, which is just like a pretty neat thing. The rest of the places that are like over 10,000 feet, like the pass that we went through like into Orion and such, but there's no actual like towns there. So this is the highest town. I've noticed that there's a lot of people here. It's very busy in the summer, and probably because it's pretty close to Denver, only a few hours, and because of the elevation we're at, it's actually really cool today and nice, kind of breezy. And so it makes a really good escape from the heat of the city or some of the lower elevation towns around here. There is just like one main street here with all of the old Victorian era mining buildings they have here. So it's very cute, very historic. Just from the brief amount of driving around we've done, it kind of branches off, and everything else around this is just residential neighborhoods. So I actually went to college with a handful of people who went to summer camp around here, and all of them wore the exact same sweatshirt, and I'm pretty sure it's from this clothing company. So I'm gonna go check it out and see if this is actually the place where all of my like Colorado friends got their stuff. It was so busy in there. Basically how it works is that they hand make every single piece of their clothing. And most of this shop is actually like their factory, I guess, their store where you can see them like hand sewing every piece of item that they have. And so the store is kind of like split into two parts. So one half is like an appointment only store, and I asked one of the employees about like why this was, and she basically said that they're trying not to oversell themselves. They get so much traffic here, but they can only make so much, and they want to keep the quality of their garments really high, so you have to make an appointment so they don't run out of inventory too quickly. And then the other half was like you could buy one thing, and it was just like a small collection of things that you could shop from. Clothing is really, really cool, and yes, it's exactly the pieces that all my friends who went to camp here and live in Colorado all have them. I didn't buy anything, but if I really wanted to feel like a true Coloradan, is that the term? Coloradans? Coloradian? That I would have to buy one. So there's really not that much camping in Leadville, and the campsites that there are, we definitely did not plan this trip far enough in advance to get. So we're gonna head on over to the Twin Lakes area, which is just like a town over, for some camping.
So we're at Twin Lakes and we're looking for a site. It looks like it's not super busy, which is great. Our preference would be a waterfront site that the dogs could run around in. So we're gonna walk down to the water and see if there's anything down there.
We found like the perfect site here. It is completely secluded from everyone else, kind of tucked in right on the water. So I'm standing in this, just kind of like the old stand in the parking spot so no one takes it situation. I don't think anyone's going to, but we could not find anything more perfect than this site.
System on the vehicle actually worked really well, and it was a lot more efficient than I expected. And this is our first time using the system for anything. Actually, we haven't had to air down the tires yet, and so I was very impressed with how fast this all worked and how easy it was to set up and use. And then I'm sure we'll be using a lot as we hit trails to air up and air down. The nice thing is it's a two-way air system. I just got back from paddleboarding. It was a lot of fun. However, it's pretty windy and a little choppy today, so that made things interesting, but super beautiful up here at Twin Lakes. Can't wait to enjoy the next few days of adventures here on the lake. So it's time for a pre-dinner snack. So today we're doing guacamole. We have this lovely little spice area up here where we keep everything we need to cook with. A couple boxes or baskets of spices. A little bit of salt we'll throw in. We finished up dinner and we got all cleaned up. Now we're wrapped up and ready to go to bed. We will see you in the morning.
Today is one of those rare and beautiful days where we're not actually going anywhere today, so we get to hang at camp all day. We're doing some work, and then this afternoon we'll do some adventuring. Twin Lakes also has a bunch of great bike riding, especially a trail that goes all the way around the lake. We're only gonna do an hour and back today. Maybe Jacob will keep going and do a longer one. We'll see how we all feel because it is pretty hot and pretty windy out there today. The other week when we were actually here before, we did the Interlachen Trail and we rode out to the old Interlachen Resort, which was really fun. We'll leave a link above so you can check that out as well. We're just gonna do another part of that same trail today.
So we got this waggle, so it's basically it monitors inside temperature of the RV. So when we're away, we can get alerts and say, hey, the RV's getting too warm or too cold, which is super helpful as we want to go out for like rides or other things. We won't go too far, obviously, while the dogs are hanging out here, but we can monitor how they're doing directly from our phones. So we just rolled out from camp. We're gonna go check out the town of Twin Lakes and see what that looks like. And then figure out where we want to go from there and if we're gonna camp somewhere else or come back to the same area.
It turns out that Twin Lakes isn't really a town, it's more of a 2 blocks of street. They have some cute coffee shop, looks like a pizza restaurant, a general store, and that's pretty much it. But definitely worth a stop if you're looking for something to eat or a quick coffee if you're over camping at Twin Lakes.
So we decided to drive up to Leadville to grab some dinner, and we found this cool little taco shop on the edge of town, and it has a drive-through that we fit in. I think this is the first time we've been able to fit the EarthRoamer drive-through, and the only reason we could do that is there's no overhang and there's no curbs. It's just kind of like an alley with a wood sign and a window in the wall. We're hoping to take this and then head up to Turquoise Lakes and have some dinner, hang out there. We'll see what that looks like.
Churro?
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all.
Okay.
All right, we got our food. Now we're off to a picnic site, hopefully. What was that? I hit the bike on the building. So it's all good, no damage. We're fine. Close call.
As we were driving to Turquoise Lake, we discovered there's a lot of campgrounds here, and it's a Tuesday night, which means it should be kind of empty generally, we're hoping. So instead of driving to another campsite tonight, maybe we just find one here. This one has a ton of open sites, but it's kind of like you park in the parking lot and then there's like picnic tables up on the side of the slope, which could be fine too, but it's also $29 a night, which is kind of expensive for a parking lot camp. All right, so this one is,
Tent camping only.
okay.
All right, so I think that's it for the lake. So we probably should just go back to the picnic area and eat dinner, and then we'll go find camp somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's other campgrounds, but they were awful. This smells so good. Oh, the rice and beans, I didn't know it came with all this.
That looks really good. What we're doing tonight, that's dinner.
Something about like EarthRoamer living that I never really thought about before is when we get a meal like this, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do with all this trash? Because there's just not very convenient places to throw out heavy trash meals. I think it's still worth it because it looks so good and it smells so good and I'm starving.
It's really good. We got the beef chimichangas and the sauce in them are unbelievable.
I missed it. A mountain lion. You got 2 sightings in 2 days and I got 0.
Yeah, sorry, honey.
I was looking on my phone.
Oh,
I was trying to do research for us and
I know.
miss all the wildlife.
Sorry, wait on the phone thing till we're like parked.
I know, I was just trying to like reserve a campground.
I know, that's fine.
Did you see its back end or the front end?
Back end. So far, I have not seen any of the front ends.
Just rear legs and tails.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow.
It's probably good.
Yeah, probably. So what we've learned about Turquoise Lake is there's really nowhere to just like day use area. Everywhere is a fee area and we didn't really want to pay a fee just to look at the lake for a few minutes. We are catching glimpses out the window, but at this point, not worth it. It's better use of our time to go find a campsite for tonight instead.